invite him back again at lunchtime.
A whole lecture. I'll bring sandwiches next week.
It's going to be a little bit abbreviated version, and I think it's Christina and is it Jamie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Todd.
Great. All right. Well, thank you. Good morning to everyone. Thanks for having me and allowing us to be here. I just want to, thanks for the introduction. You know, Christina is our superhuman engineer that does really most of the work here when it comes to the engineering stuff. Jamie is our newest member. She's expert marketing director, and I pay the bills and clean the office, I think. But yeah, we just have about a 10-minute presentation here just to give you a little bit of information, tell you about what we do. We brought over some products you can touch and feel, grab, do whatever. There's a couple little demos there on the iPad. You want to put in your business card into the glass jar. We're giving away some free cool bottles and Frisbees and stuff like that. So hopefully that takes care of the housekeeping stuff. We have just an initial little Scooby-Doo style kind of comic that JJ has written up for us just to introduce our team a little bit. And I'll give you a moment just to kind of read through that. Got the way here so everyone can see that. I'll start off the day with a little bit of humor. This is an interesting slide. I just talked about the importance of sound, and hearing is the very first sense that you have that's measurable when you're born, and it's the last one that quits before you die. So kind of interesting. It talks a little bit about the importance of sound. We provide a whole range of different services. We kind of divide up in the AV side and the acoustic side. We kind of do both. So we, audiovisual systems, sound reinforcement, sound masking system, background music, and then all the acoustic stuff that you might be familiar with too, acoustic sound isolation, vibration control. And the one that I do want to highlight a little bit is down here on the bottom is that we also do motorized shade and room lighting control. A lot of times we'll integrate that in with the AV control system. So something new that some of you may not realize that we do. All right, so I'm just going to give you a few interesting things, new stuff about AV systems right now. This term 4K, has everyone heard 4K? Does that sound familiar for the term 4K? I'm not sure if you know what it means, but it's basically talks about the resolution. It's the same thing as saying, virtually the same thing as saying Ultra HD or UHD. It's also called Quad HD. Those all mean the same thing, and it's basically 4 times the number of pixels as regular HD. So this sort of lighter pink area is kind of the number of pixels, for a 4K. Here's what regular HD looks like, and back before that, this is standard definition. As far as the number of pixels, you can see the different size. So obviously that's not the size of the screen, but if you do the number of pixels that you might have per screen. So it's kind of interesting. Another thing that we are seeing as far as AV designers is the ability to do wireless presentation on a professional level. So there's always been an Apple TV that's been out for a number of years, but that's not really for professional use. You can use it at home and it works fine. But nowadays there's these wireless presentation, these little pucks that plug into USB in any laptop computer. So it doesn't matter if you're Mac or PC, you don't have to download any software. These things have come a long way in the recent years, and they even have it so that multiple laptops can all view their image up on the screen. So this is showing 4 computers and 4 images up on the screen, which is kind of really neat for collaboration and use. A big push that we are seeing in education, and maybe you guys are familiar with this too, is these collaborative spaces within group learning environments. So we see this as sort of a big focus in technology, or strong emphasis in technology. And a lot of these spaces will have multiple LCD monitors or display monitors around the room, and with laptop inputs at each table. So each group can break out, and they each are working on their own separate image, and then when the class wants to rejoin and get together, they can have the same image that goes on all of the screens. So they're not cheap systems. I mean, they're expensive to do, but it's really great for that group learning kind of environment. So I'm going to change subjects and talk a little bit about acoustics and a few things that are important. Obviously, litigation and getting sued is one big important topic to pay attention to. So in multifamily projects, there's the three big ones for litigation: mold, waterproofing, and noise. And the first two are kind of related, mold and waterproofing. I'm going to talk about noise, obviously. That's nice. You like that, that ceiling fan? The fur comes with it, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty disgusting. All right. Okay. So, well, I think one of the big reasons why acoustics is litigated is because it's a major annoyance for people, and it's not one that you can get rid of easier. Like, say if it's too cold, you put on a sweater. Noise is something that's really difficult to get rid of. So if it's bothering you, you might not be able to sleep or work or entertain people, and it's very costly to fix. So a lot of times, say in these high-rise buildings, things aren't done right. It can mean replacing all of the ceilings or upgrading all of the walls, and that's obviously a major expense for the project. We feel that a lot of these things are avoidable and preventable. And the way that you minimize that risk is to hire us. It's the first thing that you can do. Next, you want to observe the acoustical standards and regulations, and obviously we can go through all of that with you for whatever project you have, whether it's schools or healthcare or military, so you have all that kind of experience. And then another way that you can prevent or reduce your legal risk is to conduct field tests prior to the completion of the project. So if you have a question about how an assembly is performing or how something is doing, we can do a field test before if the building gets turned over to the owner. So this is a tapping machine for the IIC rating and STC rating. I think a lot of you are familiar with those ratings. We have a tapping machine over there if you want to come check it out. We can even turn it on if you'd like to hear it, although your neighbor downstairs might not like it. I have this other slide here that just kind of talks about how Hawaii stacks up against other states in the country for what the noise regulation is like. Hawaii is more strict than most states, not the most strictest, but it's more strict than a lot of states. And I think a lot of that is because of the open air environment. So this would be environmental noise. So how much noise can a chiller or cooling tower make at the property line? So that's the limits. I won't read through all this, but just kind of interesting to see the difference between states. And not all states have a noise regulation. So, yeah.
Can you give an example of what a 55 decibel sound?
It's it would be conversation at around 5 to 10 feet away, like normal conversation voice, about 5 to 10 feet away. So it's not a lot of noise. It's not extremely loud or anything like that, but it's something that you can certainly hear. And for Hawaii, the noise regulation is limited to stationary mechanical equipment. So it wouldn't apply to a stereo or people talking or vehicles or Harleys driving by or anything like that. All of those items are excluded from the Hawaii state noise regulation. So,
but is it regulated?
Sorry?
But are those things excluded, but is it regulated in another?
Yeah, all of that falls underneath the nuisance law, so the police department will handle that. And it's, then we get into opinion. Are you being a nuisance? I don't know.
I'm asking for a friend.
Who's got a motorcycle?
Okay, fair enough. Normally we are measuring that mechanical noise, the cooling tower, chiller, stuff like that, but we do have, occasionally we'll be asked to analyze some odd things. So this was one project where we're measuring, it was a wealthy homeowner that was bothered by bird noise. So we measured, we went out and did a noise study and we measured how loud that is compared to ambient sound. And we even have a sound clip that I want to play. Christina's going to pull it up here. So you can see what the sound is. I don't know who he complained to, can't find the birds, so, what's that? Yeah, who's he gonna sue? I don't know, exactly. Those birds don't have money, don't have an attorney or anything like that.
Sure, it
so.
wasn't just the neighbors.
He's trying to blame it on the neighbors.
Yeah, that was turned up a bit, right? Just for.
Yes, that was turned up so that you could hear it, but, yeah, I mean, it's right outside this guy's bedroom, and I think he's trying to get the state to do something about it. I don't know what you do. Birds do what they do, I guess. So anyway, so obviously we do the normal stuff, but if you need odds and ends stuff, then we can analyze and try and solve that as well. This slide I've shown before, these images, but it's always good to look at what people are doing. So. The first one is, this is actually Architects Hawaii job from about 10 years ago. But this went in, I was doing the CA and this went into the CA report, so it did get fixed. But what it is, it's a dual stud wall here, and then this little zip tie, electrical, put around the channels on the back side of that, essentially bridging those two sides of the wall together. So we had them go in and cut that and then attach it at a different location. This one right here on the lower left is a resilient channel installed upside down, not an AHL job. And then this one is an over-compressed and misaligned spring isolator. I think this is for a cooling tower. So these are the things that we kind of look for when we go out on the job site. So if you see it, you'll notice that that's wrong. So that's the main part of our the presentation. We also have a video, but you know, what we're trying to say here is if you do need help with audiovisual system design, sound and test measurement, vibration, do expert witness testimony, just give us a ring. We'd be happy to help you out. We have about a 2-minute or 3-minute video that we do want to show you that we have been working on. It's the first time that we're showing this video, so you guys are all guinea pigs. It's our first video ever as a company as well, so thanks to Jamie, she's done a great job putting it together. So I appreciate any feedback that you can give us. So start it up. Yeah, nice photo, huh? It truly all began with a strong interest in music as a youngster. Music was my motivation for many things back then. It wasn't until my engineering studies at Purdue University did I find a way to blend my interest in math and science with my interest in music. Acoustics was such a natural fit for me. In fact, I remember one of my first courses at Purdue. It was a class on the physics of musical instruments, and I loved it.
Todd's vision was slowly taking form. Soon, what had begun as a one-person acoustical engineering firm had turned into two. Christina was studying engineering at the University of Hawaii, while Todd was working toward his master's degree. Todd and Christina worked together on projects as students and then professionally at the same engineering firm. Years later, when it came time for Todd to hire another engineer to help with Senseo's workload, Christina recognized the opportunity for future career growth. Things worked out, and Todd had help building his company literally from the ground up, including custom built-in desks for the office. Senseo added its newest team member in 2014 with the addition of a marketing director. Jamie had helped Todd and Christina with a couple of marketing promotions early on, and as the company grew, the need to establish a brand identity was becoming more necessary. Small marketing projects had turned into larger ones, and soon Senseo was out in the community, sharing ideas and building relationships.
The success of Senseo has been very humbling to me. This dream of owning my own company started at childhood. My dad would tell me about his dreams of owning a business, which were never realized. He gave me the courage to start my own business, and after many years of planning, I finally took my first step.
Senseo go from here? The growth the company has seen in the first few years has been inspiring for the team. Looking to the future, Senseo plans to continue down the path they're on, working with talented architects, making positive contributions, and finding new ways to help improve the quality of life for the local community.
Dedication and perseverance are the easy part. I think it's the difficulty of assembling a cohesive team that can become a real challenge as an entrepreneur. I'm thankful for many things. I'm thankful for my great team, the talented people we get to work with, and the opportunity to make a difference in the community.
Thanks again. Thank you, Bettina. Thanks, Emil, for the introduction, and thank all of you for coming down and spending time on your day. I know everyone has busy schedules, so we really, really appreciate it. Hope you had some good food, business card with some cool stuff. Check everything out if you have time. If not, that's totally cool. And give us a call if you ever need us.
Wait.
Yes.
No Q&A.
Yes. Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes. Yes.
You listed there, I don't know, checking the solar radiation building from the exterior. Was that one of the items? There was something you didn't mention.
Solar radiation. Okay.
I know you're in the center.
Yes. We do say yeah. We wouldn't do anything with solar radiation.
Well, okay.
Maybe we can go back and.
What was that last item on the list? It sounded like something you were looking at.
The shade control and
Yes.
yes, okay, yeah. So we would do design of motorized shades for a building. So not only the controls but also the motorized mechanisms themselves. They do a lot of low voltage control, and so we would do the design of those, and we work with you guys to selecting the right materials. But whether you need just a semi-block shade or a total blackout or a combination, and have those tied in with the AV system control as well. So you have one touch